Hello everyone and welcome in. My name is Halime Blel and today with my team we will be presenting Wunder Origins, a luxury sub-brand of the already existing Wunder chocolatier that blends and elevates its craftsmanship, premium ingredients, and the provenance of storytelling to bring you a luxury brand. Something we must always take into account is the current market trends. At this point in time, our customer base is becoming much more informed, meaning that they do care a lot about where the product is coming from. Wonder's craftsmanship and their high-grade ingredients make it a great candidate to become a luxury brand. The only thing it's lacking, it's a little bit more of brand expression and a great storytelling. A great example of this is Tony Chocolates, a chocolate brand that basically represents itself and brands specifically emphasizing on the fact that they're completely child labor free, something that we should do and mimic ourselves. For example, what we can do is use our waste problem in Egypt and make it a way of changing the community itself and using it on our luxury product. Wonder Origins is going to target a very specific customer base. First, we can see the luxury gift buyers, people who seek sophistication and storytelling in gifts. On the other hand, we can also see the experience and status seekers, so people who view chocolates not only as a dessert but as a lifestyle statement. We also have the affluent professionals, people with a very high income that they can use as disposable and are pursuing premium experiences. And finally, the art collections and connoisseurs, because our boxes will be a very important part of our way of delivering the experience to people.
We conducted an online survey to understand how consumers perceive premium and luxury chocolates. We focused on key areas: gifting behavior, product perception, brand association, social media presence, and emotional triggers behind purchases. We also gathered insights from people who already buy luxury chocolates to learn what feels truly premium and what current brands fall short on. This helped us identify clear opportunities for Wonder Luxury positioning.
We're proud to introduce Origin, Wunder's new luxury sub-brand. The name Origin was made to reflect the entire essence of this new line. The land, the ingredients, the craftsmanship, and the stories that give these chocolates the depth that they have. It elevates Wunder into a refined, heritage-inspired, and globally competitive luxury brand and luxury experience. Our tagline, taste that makes you wonder, captures the purity and authenticity of this concept. Everything starts with curiosity. The brand essence of Origin is quiet, grounded luxury. It's rooted in nature and it is refined through the craft and the craftsmanship. Here's a short excerpt from the brand story. Origin is a tribute to the landscapes that shape flavor, the ancient topography of Egypt, the soils where cocoa thrives, and the artistry of the chocolatiers who transform raw earth into moments of indulgence. Rooted in history, shaped by nature, crafted with intention, this is chocolate at its truest form. This story allows Wunder to express luxury without abandoning its cultural roots. We wanted to make this new Wunder Origins visual identity to follow the principles of quiet luxury. We wanted to have a palette inspired by the earth and chocolate notes that you can find in the products, like deep browns, sandy, warm sands, clay, cream, and very subtle metallic accents. We also wanted it to have a minimalistic topography that conveys confidence and purity, and a redefined design system focused on balance, simplicity, and texture. This look is a timeless and premium nod, speaking directly to a more sophisticated and modern consumer. One of the strongest elements of our brand line is packaging. We designed a concept based on the Egyptian topography, but in a very subtle and elevated way, because we listen to you and we hear that you don't want this brand to be only focused on being an Egyptian brand, but more of a global thing. This is why we made the changes for it to be very subtle, but still have those nods to Egyptian culture. One of the strongest elements of our brand line is packaging. We designed a concept based on the Egyptian topography, but in a very subtle and elevated way because we listen to you and we hear that you don't want this brand to be only focused on being an Egyptian brand, but more of a global thing. This is why we made the changes for it to be very subtle, but still have those nods to Egyptian culture. This is why instead of overt cultural symbols, Origin uses embossed or debossed topographic lines, textured matte finishes, minimal printing, soft touch materials, and fine metallic accents. These relief maps, textures reference Egyptian landscapes and the regions where ingredients like cocoa originate, without ever feeling stereotypical. The result is a packaging that feels like an art object more than a product. It feels understated, tactile, and unforgettable.
When talking about competitive advantage, we also have to take into account what we talked about before, which is the current market trends. We said that at the moment, quiet luxury is something that is very important. This minimalist and contemporary feel will give it a way of entering international markets more easily. We also have to talk about the cultural authenticity. Even though we're not going to make the brand specifically showcasing that we're from Egypt, we do have to leave a little trace about it because that's something that's very distinctive in luxury brands, showing its origins, where it comes from, and how is it made. Also, we have to talk about the transparency. As we said before, all of our customer base is going to be very informed due to the fact that we have social media presence and they really want to see where the product is coming from and how it is crafted. That way, craftsmanship is going to be very important for this, just like we were inspired by Swiss craftsmanships and people who make chocolate. Something else is texture. That's why we made our boxes specifically topographic. These differences in lining will really help to create that elevated feel that you're eating where it's coming from. So for example, it's coming from Egypt. The boxes will have this feel of the topography of very important landmarks. We're also gonna do the exact same thing of boxes for different lines. For example, if we're making a chocolate 70% cacao from Brazil, we're gonna have topography of important landmarks of where it's coming from. And this is gonna be a series of collectionable boxes that will help mark a very important segment in our customer base, which is gonna be the art collectors. And finally, cohesive and luxury focused in-store environment. Just like we said before, it's very important to have the market trends, and right now people care a lot about looks. Sadly, but it's true. So we want to have a very important and very minimalist in-store environment where people feel like they're buying a very luxurious brand that cares where it's coming from.
Wonder's marketing strategy focused on elevating the brand into the luxury space through high quality storytelling and premium visuals. We highlight craftsmanship, origin, and emotional meaning behind each collection, supported by clean, modern imagery that showcase textures and packaging. To expand reach, we partner with lifestyle and luxury micro-influencers by running experience-led campaigns like pop-ups, tasting, and limited launches. Finally, targeted digital marketing helps us reach premium audience during key gifting moments, ensuring Wonder shows up where luxury buyers are most active. To strengthen Wonder's luxury positioning, we explore partnerships that elevate the brand's prestige and visibility. This includes collaboration with luxury brands and top hotels like the Four Seasons, as well as boutique roteliers and wedding and event planners. We also expand into a curated corporate gifting program tailored for high-end clients. And to drive cultural relevance and buzz, we introduce seasonal pop-ups and high-profile collaborations that keep Wonder at the center of premium chocolate experiences. Our customer experience strategy focuses on creating memorable, sensory-rich moments that reflect luxury at every touchpoint. This includes experimental retail setups, in-store tastings, and highlight aroma, texture, and craftsmanship. We introduce seasonal exclusive to build anticipation and reinforce rarity. And finally, we elevate the gifting journey through concierge style, service personalized recommendations, personalized presentations, and an overall experience that feels thoughtful and refined.